Some of the most dangerous moments in history didn't happen in wars. They happened in laboratories. Behind closed doors, scientists and researchers pushed the limits of knowledge, sometimes too far. And when things went wrong, the consequences were irreversible. Here are 10 experiments that went horribly wrong. Fact 1. The Demon Core. In 1945, scientists were working with a highly unstable plutonium core. It only took a small mistake to trigger a deadly chain reaction. During a test, a scientist used a screwdriver to hold apart two metal pieces. The screwdriver slipped. In an instant, the room filled with a burst of radiation. He knew immediately what had happened. Within days, he was dead. The core earned a chilling nickname, the Demon Core. Fact 2. The Stanford Prison Experiment. What happens when ordinary people are given power over others? In 1971, a psychological experiment tried to answer that question. Volunteers were assigned roles as guards and prisoners. But within days, the situation spiraled out of control. Guards became abusive. Prisoners broke down emotionally. The line between experiment and reality disappeared. The study had to be shut down early, but the damage was already done. Fact 3. The Tuskegee Study. For decades, a medical study followed men who were suffering from a serious disease. But there was one horrifying detail. They were never told the truth. Even when treatment became available, it was deliberately withheld. The experiment continued for years, causing unnecessary suffering and death. It remains one of the most unethical medical studies ever conducted. Fact 4. Unit 731. During World War II, a secret research program carried out human experiments. People were exposed to extreme conditions in the name of science and warfare. Many never survived. These experiments were conducted without consent and with no regard for human life. Even today, the full scale of what happened remains deeply disturbing. Fact 5. The Challenger launch decision. In 1986, engineers warned that something was wrong. They raised concerns before a space shuttle launch. But the launch went ahead anyway. Just seconds after liftoff, the shuttle broke apart in the sky. 7 lives were lost. This tragedy showed how ignoring warnings can turn risk into disaster. Fact 6. Chernobyl Safety Test. A routine safety test turned into one of the worst disasters in history. Operators disabled critical safety systems. The reactor became unstable. Then came the explosion. Radiation spread across entire regions. The effects lasted for decades, and in some places, they still do. Fact 7. MK Ultra. During the Cold War, secret experiments were conducted to explore mind control. Subjects were exposed to substances and psychological manipulation, often without their knowledge. Many experienced long-term psychological damage. When the program was revealed, it shocked the world. It showed how far research can go when ethics are ignored. Fact 8. The Radium Girls workers were told the glowing paint was safe. They painted watch dials with radioactive material. To sharpen their brushes, they used their lips. Over time, their health began to fail. Radiation slowly damaged their bodies. This tragedy led to major changes in workplace safety, but at a terrible cost. Fact 9. The Elephant LSD Experiment. In 1962, researchers conducted an unusual experiment. They gave a massive dose of LSD to an elephant. The reaction was immediate and severe. Within a short time, the animal collapsed and died. The experiment became a clear example of poor planning and dangerous assumptions. Fact 10. The Philadelphia Experiment. Alleged. Some stories blur the line between fact and legend. One such story describes an experiment to make a naval ship invisible. According to claims, something went terribly wrong. Strange effects were reported. Crew members were said to have disappeared. While the details remain unproven, the story reflects the fears surrounding secret experiments. Science has the power to change the world. But these stories show what can happen when curiosity is not balanced with responsibility. Every experiment carries risk. And sometimes, the cost of failure is far greater than expected. If you enjoy dark history, real events, and unexplained stories, consider subscribing for more.